Okay, we are back with our live coverage of Future Proof. And if you've been watching since this morning I started out without any sunglasses, then sunglasses, but no hat. Now I've got the sunglasses and the hat, and I think for the next one I'm going to have my little parasol because this sun is beautiful, but it is beating down on us.
It is bright, but that is the San Diego coastal weather for sure.
Absolutely is, and it's a great asset of Future Proof.
Yes.
And with us we have Dimple Shah, who is EVP of Osaic, and we're going to be talking about, not surprisingly, ways to go RIA.
Awesome, thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I know you're busy, getting pulled in a lot of different directions, so I appreciate you taking some time for us. And here's the question I have for you. And this is a question we get a lot from advisors that are looking to go RIA. So they like the RIA space, they want to be mainly a fee-based advisor, some want to be exclusively fee-based, and that's cool. Some are not ready to drop their 7.
Right.
Will that preclude them from going RIA?
Yeah, and I would say absolutely not. And that's one of the most beautiful things about a platform like Osaic. So Osaic is one of the largest independent wealth management platforms in the country. We serve about 10,500 advisors, and those advisors are...
10,500? I didn't realize you guys were that big.
Yeah.
Holy smoke.
Yeah, we're top 3 in the industry.
Wow.
And historically, I would say you're right? Advisors who were sort of traditional IBD advisors had to be with an IBD platform. Advisors who wanted to be RIA had to drop their Series 7 and do fee-only business. And now all those lines have blurred, right? And we see much more of a compelling case for advisors who want to maintain some book of commission-based business while having the majority of their business be fee-based. And a platform like Osaic can absolutely accommodate that. We have advisors of all sorts of sizes and flavors, advisors who all the way from, might be actually predominantly commission-based business still, because they have sort of a legacy book, to advisors that are fee-only and they don't have any commission business. All with advisors who do a majority of fee-based business and still have some legacy-based commission business, or want to continue to serve clients with some sort of commission-based business going forward. So absolutely, I think those lines have now blurred and you don't see such stark differentials in terms of models in the market anymore.
Absolutely, and that's kind of the beauty of the RIA space. You can kind of go RIA on your own terms, and isn't that part of the charm of it? And I'm going to try to speak up a little bit because there's a lot of noise going around, there's a lot of activity. So here's another question I have, and I'm curious on this, and I didn't realize you guys were that big. So 10,000 plus advisors, so you have a really good viewpoint, vantage point into this particular story. Are you seeing a lot of advisors that are almost all commission-based coming over with the expressed intent to slowly but surely move to 100% fee-based? Is that a thing that's happening?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen in our industry this trend from commission-based business to advisory business over the past 20 years, right? And I think that's the preference for clients, right, to make sure incentives are aligned. That's increasingly the preference for advisors as well, to have the growth part of their business be advisory based.
Right.
That said, I think the vast majority of advisors still see a place for both types of business, right? And where the majority of their business in the future will absolutely be advisory based and fee based, but there is still a place for sort of that incidental transactional type of business, and clients need that, and that's great from a protection perspective, and there are certain products that just lend themselves better to that. So I do think you've seen this dramatic growth and shift towards advisory business, but not necessarily all advisors looking to go fee only and not have any sort of commission-based business. I think they still see an important place in their business and for their clients for that comprehensive wealth approach that includes some incidental commission-based business.
Okay, I think that makes perfect sense. And so, again, for the folks that are watching here and they have their pen and paper, they're trying to figure out the pros and cons of going RIA. We actually just talked to Mercer and we talked about one of my favorite topics, tuck or no tuck, right? So did you build your own RIA or tuck into one?
Yeah.
What advice would you have to these advisors on making that decision? Let's say they do want to tuck in.
Yeah.
And there's, as I say a lot, if you want to go the wirehouse route, there's maybe a handful, the IBD route. There's so many more choices there, but the RIA, there's even more choices there.
Right.
How do they narrow it down? Because they want to do due diligence enough so they make a good decision, but you can't realistically do due diligence on 200 different firms. What
Right.
advice would you have for them?
Right. I think it ultimately comes down to where does the advisor want to be spending their time, right? And it's such an exciting time in our industry. There's some really big inflection points going on with transition of advisors who are sort of thinking about the next phase of their careers and looking for succession, but also this, tens of trillions of dollars of wealth that's expected to change hands from baby boomers and the silent generations to Gen X and Gen Z, younger generations. So there's this huge opportunity for fewer advisors to acquire businesses as well as grow their assets from all this assets in motion. And so I think the question for advisors is, do I want to take on that additional responsibility and sort of the administrative work that's going to come from owning my own RIA and really owning all aspects of running my business front to back? Or do I want to outsource some of those elements so I can really focus on the client aspects and client acquisition, client growth, comprehensive wealth? So I think that's the most important question that advisors have to ask themselves. I think what you're seeing now when you look at transactions in the marketplace, the multiples of whether you own your own RIA or you are affiliated with another corporate RIA are the same, right? So that multiple sort of arbitrage no longer exists in the market. I think what matters now really is asset growth. And what is the quality of the assets? What is the mix of fee-based and commission-based business? And what kind of organic growth are you driving in your business? And we believe that outsourcing more of the back office functions, the regulatory aspects of owning and managing your own RIA, the compliance that comes along with that, curating your own tech stack, figuring out all of the investment management solutions, that's all time away from serving your clients and really focus on growing your business. So obviously at Osaic, we support all profiles of advisors, those who have independent RIAs, those that want to affiliate with our corporate RIA. But when you look at the trends and the opportunities in the marketplace, I do believe that you will see more and more advisors choosing to affiliate with corporate RIAs in order to take advantage of those opportunities and drive enterprise value of their businesses.
All right. Well, I tell you what, that's a great place to put a pin in it for now. Dimple Shah from Osaic, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Chuck.
All right. So we're going to continue our coverage here live at Future Proof. I'm going to go hop away and put on some more sunscreen. We'll be back in another 35 minutes with some more guests to cover this topic of going RIA. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us. Dimple, thanks again.
Thanks, Chuck.
That was great.